A terrorist blast in Delhi. Human lives lost. People injured. Immediate action. Arrest made. Car identified. And yet, some have to do politics. Some have to shout, where are the agencies? Where are the alerts? But these illiterates don't know that the Indian agencies were fully alert. And that was the reason that 2 days back in Faridabad, tons of explosives were found. The whole sleeping cell was busted. 200 raids in Kashmir on the houses of terrorist sympathizers and their, what you call their above the board supporters. People must know that the Indian soldiers, 24 hours, 366 days, not 365, 366 days, remain at the borders, in snow, in Run of Kutch, in forests, in deserts, and they defend us and our constitution and our liberties, not these tukre gang anarchists shouting slogans here. And then there are others. Our agencies, RAW, IB, NIA, the commandos, whose sacrifices no one even knows. They are not even publicly acknowledged. And they are the ones who had caught this. Every call from Pakistan is monitored. And I have my personal experience. When threats were coming to me, I checked it out and I found that every call is monitored. And after Operation Sindoor, our victory, we know that rogue state, terror state of Pakistan, the biggest terrorist manufacturing factory in the world, the terror financing, the terror exporting, Islamist country, will definitely do something. And people must know one thing, please, world over. If you look at the history of terrorism, of terrorist acts, in spite of best intelligence inputs, it becomes difficult to pinpoint where the attack will take place. And you can see that. In spite of knowing that 7th October will happen, Hamas will do that, an agency like Mossad could not stop it. And yet, our agencies are doing the best. The car was parked there for 3 hours. My first reaction and tweet on this was that in this car, they were carrying those explosives which somehow escaped the net of our agencies 2 days back in Faridabad. And then they had orders. Either they were to do another big blast somewhere, or they had to hide these explosives at a safe place. And that is why this car waited for 3 hours at Red Fort, parked there. And when they got the orders, they started moving. And in that, some spark or whatever happened, they got blasted. They were not Fidyan, because these people were doctors and all, highly educated. And this is a lesson for those people who say that no, educated people don't do this. They forget that Osama bin Laden also was an engineer. It is these highly trained people who, because of their fanatic Islamist ideology, are out to do not just Ghazwa-e Hind, but Ghazwa-e Bharat, Ghazwa-e Dunya, what they are claiming. And I must say they are very honest. I must appreciate them because they openly say that we will rule the world, we will teach the Kafirs a lesson, we will enslave the world. And the last point I want to make is, yes, we are aware and alert to this. But what about the traitors? There's a very old Sanskrit richa which says, that the real danger comes from ahi. Ahi means the internal enemy. And we have no dearth of these internal enemies. We can have a full encyclopedia of traitors in this country. I think we are the biggest, the way Pakistan is the biggest producer of terrorists, we are the biggest producers of traitors in this country, who will go and take instructions from Soros, who will believe on the lies spoken by Trump, shout them here, so that their lust of power should be satisfied. Somehow they should sit on the throne of India. They consider it as a throne. They don't consider the prime ministership as a post of prime minister. It's a throne for them, from where they can have their dynastic rule and issue their dictates. There are lawyers. I remember in Mumbai, after the terror attacks, the Mumbai Bar Association refused to take up the case or defend Kasab in the courts. Why can't the Delhi Bar Association take such a decision that no one will take up the case of such terrorist? No, on the contrary, we have advocates who say Rohingyas should be given Indian citizenship. Is it constitutional? Is it written in the constitution that any intruder who comes to this country will be given citizenship here? Is it constitutional to make the votes of Bangladeshis? And if the election commission stops it, you make a hue and cry and you call the Prime Minister and election commission a vote chore. Though you are doing the vote chori. And why I am raising is this, because this is all related to terrorism. Can Prashant Bhushan guarantee that these Rohingyas whom he is claiming, whose case he is fighting in the Supreme Court, none of them is a terrorist? Why doesn't he keep them in his house? As his assistants, as his maids and servants, what he keeps? But no, they have to shout at it. And look at this worldwide alliance between these so-called progressives, anarchists, these secularists, and the jihadi fanatics. Is this the secularism of left? That you align with jihadis, you support the jihadis, you support a community and oppose the other. This is what they are doing right over. And these anarchists, these terrorists and their supporters are taking advantage of our liberties. The Constitution, which has given them the liberties. They shout in the name of that Constitution, but as I have asked, does the Constitution say that foreigners should be given citizenship? Terrorists should be welcomed? Terrorists should be provided protection? Human rights are meant for those who respect human rights. Multiculturalism is meant for those who have respect for culture, not for those brutes who want to impose their own culture by sword on others, which these Islamists had been doing for 13 years world over. Barring one country or two, name me a single country where they have not used the sword either to kill or convert the people. And today, if there is an answer to that, no more genocide of Hindus. They are perturbed. How come whom they consider kafir is now raising his voice? How come he is defending himself? It's my message now. Be strong. Be up. And for these terrorists, the message should be very clear. We are not going to give you our one face, one cheek. We are not going to give you one cheek to beat on the other. We are not going to hit you when only you hit us. But if you dare to lift your hand towards us, we are now there to cut your hand that you can't raise your hand towards us. Jai Hind.